Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the test server and we're going to be breaking down this patch in the entirety. Now the big thing of the patch is of course the new Draconic hero that we did get. Now overall a lot of players are saying with continuous damage could be used in some places like the Cursed Realm and the Treasure Scramble. Probably not going to be used in the Nightmare Corridor because that is very heavily focused on burst damage, which unfortunately this hero does not bring, but seems overall the build is pretty solid. I like the ability, and I want to see him in conjunction with a lot of buffers, seeing exactly where his damage can kind of scale. Now, in addition to that, summoning this hero within the Dragon Isle itself, there is a bonus. Now, if you remember, there is a 30-day bonus in here. This is going to yield you some additional scrolls, but it is also going to give you copies specifically of this hero. And even looking in here, we get 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of the hero in the entirety. So pretty cool to see. Makes it a lot easier to build the heroes. I know, again, when it comes to the cost, when it comes to getting out these scrolls. But if they're giving you 4 copies, even if looking here in the summons, it runs 5,000 diamonds for the summons, getting 4 copies does make up for a lot of that. You also do get some of your Draconic cards. You also do get some Dragon Speak emblems, as well as another 20 summons right here. So pretty cool overall. Now remember, and I don't know if this rings true, but if you remember when we started this, going in and putting only 1 hero within the wish list really did make a big difference. I don't know if it does. We tested it when essentially we got Nyla because Nyla was the only one that players were looking to build. Putting her in there did seem to yield better results overall. I don't know if that is true. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about that, if it is going to be true. But if you saved your scrolls, if you've been saving up your diamonds, now is the time to go ahead and get the hero. Feel like it's going to be a pretty decent hero overall. And of course, it is going to build up the Worm Scale Sanctuary. And of course, the Dragonforge Trials is going to give you the ability to make a little bit more progression in here. Now, outside of that, we did see an update within the Field of Stars, which is around getting more essence. So pretty interesting. So very basic though. Daily AFK reward, hero essence base quantity plus 500. So this gives us another 500 essence a day, which of course can add up when you start thinking about weeks, months, years with the amount of essence. This one looks like, again, it's going to give us another 500. We'll go ahead, we'll unlock this. And I don't know the point that this was unlocked. So right here gives us another 800 to go ahead and build this one out. I mean, that's a total of, looking at the star down here in the details, that's a lot of resources that it unlocked. I mean, if they're doing 500, that's another 1,800 a day. That is a lot of resources. That is going to give us the ability to actually build these heroes up a lot faster. Now, the question is, what are they going to put in these very last 2 slots down here? And again, looking at the unlock right here, I don't know at what level this is unlocked. So we're going to have to wait and see exactly what that does look like. Now, there is also a new boss within, I believe, the Nightmare Corridor. The way that they're doing bosses and really the methodology behind the bosses that it sits today is something that we really need to look at. Now, Don promised last year we would see an update to guild bosses, but looking at the dashboard and looking at the Fractured Fool, super cool looking design on a lot of these, even looking at some of the current bosses we have, they have a very, very unique wicked design that I feel they need to start incorporating these not only in the Nightmare Corridor, but I would love to see them on rotation with different guild bosses and ultimately going in for guild bosses and having different levels of the guild boss, or essentially having the ability to come together as a guild, do damage on the boss, rewarding you more rewards, and really scaling it for very, very high endgame is what I would love to see, where if you have 70 players attacking a boss, very similar, and I believe Idle Heroes does it this way, if I remember years ago, where once you defeat one boss, the next boss comes up, the next boss is a lot stronger than the previous one was. You have, your 1 or 2 attempts every single day, and the bosses get pretty much stronger, and stronger, until you get to the point where it's just kind of infinite on the bosses with the build itself. Now, also looking here, the Voyage of Wonder does have a new update, which is, of course, is around Liberta and Lucilla, but also around Eugene and Gavis. The Road to Freedom, this is going to yield us some time emblems. So very cool to see that we are getting time emblems out of here. Now, the big rumor that a lot of players are talking about as well, when it comes to everything that we updated, is Dolly's dialogue. So looking at Dolly's dialogue, and I kind of want to talk about a minute what she's talking about in here. And the rumor is right here, even if she made an appearance, then this fugitive must have committed the gravest of crimes. Now they're saying over, and I believe it was the Majestic Floofs that was talking about this, that this is actually going to be Scion's mother, which is a highborn Draconic hero. They said, looking at the lore, looking at the story around these, that we could see a highborn Draconic hero that essentially is going to be coming up next. And again, that's kind of the rumor of what a lot of players are saying, is we're going to see the update, or we're going to see ultimately, because they mentioned on here the hero following Scion is Halia, the Unwavering Light. She is a highborn, and her internal code is D-Sun as it sits right now, which is going to be probably a warrior, and it is going to be a strength warrior. Dolly gives the hint, which is right around here, and the storyline is in AFK lore. So again, they kind of go through the lore and pick it apart with Scion's story itself, saying that essentially the next hero is going to be a highborn Draconic hero, which me personally, I don't like that they just did Skylin not too long ago, and then we get a regular one, and then we get a highborn one. So then the question really comes, if that's the case, if we do have 2 more weeks till we get a highborn hero, would it be worth essentially waiting to do these summons if by chance you do some summons and you pull the highborn Draconic heroes out of the Dragon Isles itself? Again, I don't know exactly what it looks like. I'm going to put just him in here. I want to do a couple summons in here, but also wanted to look at what we have coming down before we do the summons with the events themselves. This updated, of course, with the patch. So we have the new trials for him. Isle of Gold is going to be back. Now, Isle of Gold, of course, is a massive, massive place to get a lot of rewards, get some diamonds in there, get some essence, get some poke coins, get a lot of different things out of the Isle of Gold. I really do like it. It's almost a passive game. If you're going in there and doing your rolls, building up what you need to, super, super easy to do, but I like that that is coming up. Whispering Currents is down, and then, of course, the Bountiful Trials for this hero is going to be up, but the patch notes even kind of break down a lot more. When we look at the Isle of Gold, the Mystic Star Zone, the Fight of Fates is coming, the Misty Valley is coming. Campaign got a level 72, so we can go up to 72. So a lot of stuff that was really dropped and released with this, including, of course, the hero. I hope the next hero is not a highborn hero, because essentially, again, thinking kind of timeline, it seems too early to have another highborn Draconic hero. But if that's the case, if we're going to get her, it might not be the next iteration. But we know we also do have an Awakened hero that is coming. And we also do have the Draconic hero, which has already been announced, Scion. And then we're going to have to see what the highborn Draconic hero looks like and what that Awakened hero looks like entirely. A lot of content and a lot of build, and not a lot of resources generation that are coming out of here. And of course, a lot of players are still saving for the Dimensional Exchange, looking at Sheltier, looking at, getting Ainz, getting Albedo. If you're newer to AFK Arena, you have a crazy amount of stuff that is going on in the game right now, especially, again, with the triple dimensional launch, which was kind of crazy. And I believe even on the test server, we are getting the twins. So we're getting a new Celestial hero, excuse me, not the test server, over on Companions. I believe Pharrell will be out. And then, of course, the new one is going to be the twins that is coming in there. And I believe the twins are also coming to AFK Journey. So again, a lot of updates in there, guys. So, all right, so that's going to do it for today's video. Definitely wanted to break down the patch, showing you exactly what it is. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.